stops, no one knows. We're going down. We're going down. We're going down. We're going down. Do you dare to follow me down? Head into the unknown.
Hello, everybody. How's it going today? Sunday. It is Sunday. It's been a few days, couple of days. Wasn't feeling all that well yesterday, but I am here today. Hopefully everybody's doing good. Hey, Carrie Bailey and Marie. Please hit the like and sub. Yeah, that'd be great. Thanks. Hey, Dodie. Yeah, you were like 45 minutes early, I think, right? Hope you made it back. 80 grand. And Cindy, good to see you. Hey, Roots. Oh, I love that you love me and my channel. That's very nice. Thank you. Crackjacks. Good to see you. And, hey, Lynn. Said not too bad today. A little off still. So I was a little off the other day too, I know, but hey Cheryl, good to see you. And Becca, is it true that the Mackenzies are known bad asses in the community? Let's talk about that a little bit after. I'm really hoping you guys brought your rumors so that we have stuff to talk about today. Yeah, we'll just talk. Countryside Wildflowers, I love that you're here, thank you. Oh good, you made it back. Hey Bonnie. Oh, that's so nice of you, Bonnie, thank you. This community is helping keep me moving forward right now. I'm glad. I have 4 favorites: Char, Shan, Sunny, and American Justice. I'm honored and I'm surprised, but I thank you so much. I rely on you guys, I think, just as much as you look to me, because I think it's beneficial to talk things out as a community instead of me just sitting here and telling you all the shit I think, right? Like, that it gets old at some point. So going to see how long I can stay awake for this. I always land on replay crew next day. Old age getting to me. I love to sleep too, Marlene. You're not alone. Tell me how I'm here right now but got gifted a membership to A-Balance. Okay, so that happens to me too sometimes. It's literally randomized. You don't even have to be in that person's live, which is unfortunate. I didn't realize he was live right now, so sorry, A-Balance. Hey, Lacey and Nancy. Paul, the like button. Sarah, it's good to see you. And Lucy, hi. Chicken Whisperer. Are you Janie? Just kidding. Thank you for hitting the like button, Marlene. She's going to be on time or fashion. I was on time. I'm usually on time. If I'm late, I usually put in the chat that I'm going to be late. Shan, there's my favorite lurker. And who else? Addie, thanks for being here. Hi, Sailor. Coldburn, good to see you. TJ's mom. Time for truth. One can hope. Thanks for stopping in. They need the 2-finger eye jab from the Three Stooges. Cool. Just the facts, ma'am. Bonjour. Thank you for coming. And Deanna, good to see you. Muted? Oh, is my mic low? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Just a minute. Let me see. You know what it might be? I changed my area again. Just a minute. Watch this. How's that? Better? I'm going down. Much better? Okay, good. Now I'll go back up. Sorry, guys. I had to change rooms again. I didn't have to, but I decided to since we fired that other dude. This whole room was empty, so I moved my entire office in here. And yeah, just forgot to check everything. So I think should be good now. Looks like it's good. Sorry, Lynn. I didn't mean to. Hope I didn't scare you. New rumors. I don't have rumors, but I know there are a lot going around, and I want to talk about what you guys think and what you guys have heard. I want to talk about that together. I absolutely agree with that state, or 100%. Sunny, Charmaine, Melissa, and Shan are the best YouTube creators out here in the most realistic. Thank you, Carla. That's nice. Sailor, you have tea? What's going on? What's going on? Missing child is defined as any person under the age of 18 whose whereabouts are unknown by the International Center for Missing and Exploited Children. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Deafening silence. Thanks for being here. There's my favorite name, Just a Clapping Seal. You're looking relaxed and upbeat tonight. Thank you. I appreciate that. Trying to freeze dry candy. Lots of people asking why Daniel has no restrictions on drugs or alcohol. I found out that judges throw it out because it's against their constitutional rights. Don't agree, but that's the law. That's interesting. Hey, Ron, Mexico. And Angus, thanks for being here. April? Yeah, I had the wrong mic on. Sorry. There we go. Much better, way better. Blah, 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 blah. Oh my God, my earballs. I'm sorry. That's what I said. I gave you a heads up that I was changing, that I was going to fix it. Steph, thanks for being here. Hey, Melissa. Guys, if you haven't subbed up to Melissa, go and check her out. Okay. Damien's here. I didn't see Damien, but Ron said hi, so I will say hi. And tea and biscotti. Sounds good. Women's Warrior, haven't seen you for a while. Thanks for coming. Corbin. That's a new name, I think, isn't it? It's your first time here? Thank you for reposting your question. Everybody repost your question because of the volume thing. I had to scroll down and then scroll back up. Reposted my question. I seen a Facebook post about creators having documents that say the victims' names. How would creators get the document? So that is true. That is very true. The fact is that document could have only come from two places. I will say that it was either Daniel himself shared it with somebody, or somebody who has access to court filings, which I don't think that is accurate. I don't think that
if somebody who had access to court documents, I don't think it would have been screenshots of the document. So, in my opinion, I believe that Daniel must have shared it with somebody who he might have trusted to not share it, and who did. But rest assured, the information that we were all able to gather has been given to the proper authorities, and they'll track down where it came from and deal with it appropriately. But yeah, I won't say we all have it, but a number of us do have it, the unredacted version. That, I mean, I did ask the people, the creators in the group, I just let them know that, I wouldn't share it. As a Canadian citizen, we know what our laws are. I don't know how, I don't know how anybody who's not Canadian would be dealt with, if they would be in any kind of trouble. I have no idea. But I know you'd open yourself up as a Canadian doing that. So I just gave my advice not to share. And they didn't. So, Ernestine, good to see you. Hey, Grey Wolf. 34. You're basically there. Come on, you guys. 34. We need 34 more subs over there. Don't make me make 34 fake profiles. Like I said, if somebody actually got the court filings, I don't think they would have taken screenshots of them. I think they would have downloaded the actual document. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Kaylee, good to see you. Hi, Kim. Thank you for hitting the like button. Seawood, good to see you. Hey, P. Walsh. I don't think I've seen you here before. The victim or Daniel. And somebody said that to me today, and I don't know for sure, but I don't think that the victim would have his charging documents. So I think the only person that would have been given a copy of that would have been the person charged. But even that is strange to me because, I mean, I've never been charged with an indictable offense, but I would think that it would be a carbon copy. And I don't know that the offender would get the white copy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But common sense to me is that Daniel trusted somebody with it. And my phone is going crazy, so probably somebody's in my inbox saying, it wasn't Daniel. Daniel is innocent. Perfect. Loving the blowout hairstyle on you. Oh, is it a blowout? Is that what this is? A blowout? This is literally blow drying with a brush. But thank you. I appreciate that. Court dockets are publicly posted. That's how they got them. Search online. Again, Angus, go ahead. Tell us where to search the court dockets in Canada to get these documents. And then from there, tell me that you download screenshots and not a PDF. I would be very interested to know where you can go in Canada to download screenshots of court documents. Not saying you're not right, just saying you'll have to send me that link. Not quick enough, Melissa, because I have the unredacted ones. Police reports are not accessible online. Am I going to share it? No, Ron. I'm Canadian. I don't want to be held liable for anything. Hey, Daphne. Good to see you. I'm not playing that game. Absolutely not. If it's public, then they can be shared or too sensitive. It's privileged information. Rumor has it, DT is still an obnoxious, arrogant dumbass. Sorry, don't time me out. All opinions are welcome here. You said it was a rumor. You were clear and concise about your rumor. Can't they get them if you are in the US? I thought I seen this on here yesterday. I don't know. Maybe. I'm very glad that you feel better. Thank you, Colleen Greer. Your name is very familiar to me only because I know a number of people with the last name Greer. But thank you for coming. Scotia Leo. Kelly, good to see ya. Can someone let me know a channel that has shared it? Daphne, she did a members only live. And I think, could be mistaken, but I think Ninchi also did something. I literally have not been watching YouTube. Is it still low, you guys? Oh, he wanted that shit shared, thinking we'd never think it was him since his own personal information got shared. That's exactly that he'd do. Maybe. I think it must have come from him, but I have no proof of that. Out of curiosity, has DT commented on Daniel's recent arrest, etc.? Because if not, that's interesting. I heard and saw a few screenshots from his live this morning. I don't know if he spent any amount of time talking about the arrest. Police files are not public, but court dockets are in fact online. Search Pictou Provincial Court. Okay, so did his charging document come from there? I'm gonna say no. Probably not. Be right back. Gonna log in to my other YouTube. Mom took over to sub up to AJ. Oh, that's nice. Thank you. CTV News Atlantic said Thursday night the RCMP had shared the court filing with them. So I don't think YouTube creators are the only ones with access. Absolutely. But my thing is, I'm sure the media has it, but they know the privacy, laws. So they did not share the victim's identity. But what Daphne got it wasn't the document. So media would have got the actual document, right? They would have got a PDF. These are screenshots of the PDF. So maybe it was a member of the media. I don't know. I did put the redacted documents in the document I created on this case. Perfect. You should put a link to that document in the chat, Melissa. Ori, good to see you. Thanks for being here. DT outed the victim today? Did he really? Classy. Okay. Usually the offender, their lawyer, and law enforcement has a copy. Looked like he got photocopies of the official court docs. This is the charging document, right? This is his arrest record, I think. No, it's the charging document. It has his charges on it. He is. He absolutely is. We don't want to, well, I mean, we can. Pictou Court hasn't posted March yet. There he is. Hey, Damien. This is my Motley Crue hairstyle. Well, no, this isn't quite Motley Crue. This is like halfway to my 70s porn star hair. Jokes. That was a joke. Court dockets are public. However, you can't obtain undertakings. A court docket is much different than court filings. It's a list of court filings, right? Like you don't get to like go into the court docket and download documents, usually. I don't think. Honestly, it has been a long time since I even attempted to get a Canadian court document in a case that was still ongoing, like the investigation was still ongoing, just because every time I tried, it hit a brick wall. So I stopped. I stopped even looked. I don't even look anymore. Aquanet. That's so 80s, Gran. I get the email of the court docket daily, but it only lists the names and charges. It does not show any court filings. Why can't I renew membership? I don't know. Not a clue. Yes, I took and redacted the ones from the group so I could add them to the document. Gotcha. A lot of people shouldn't be doing a lot of things that they're doing. That's all I'm going to say about that. I don't think I would like to hear what he has to say. As an advocate for vulnerable people, victims, and survivors, I will probably blow a gasket. Women's warrior, you absolutely would. DT is saying it's Malaya. Is everybody okay with that? Does anybody have an issue with that? Outing an alleged victim? And what would be the benefit of doing that? I wonder. What would be the motive to put that name out there? Anybody? Unbelievable. Here in Newfoundland, we have court dockets for every jurisdiction around here, but it only shows the person's name in court and the charges are up on. Right, or like a hearing date, or courtroom number, the presiding judge, stuff like that. You're not going to get court documents. Correct, it's only daily dockets that are publicly available. When you subscribe to the email list, that doesn't mean the document's disclosures. It means the docket, aka list of offenders attending. Hey, little Black Blair. And Laddie, I'm sorry if I didn't say hi. Katie and Girl, good to see ya. Did Justin also share it last night? Yeah. If he shared it, he violated his terms. Yeah. Especially like if this is just my opinion. If he has his charging documents and he wants to send it to his buddy, as long as he blacks out the victim's name before he shares it, I think that's his right to do so. I could be wrong, but I think that would be his own right. What's nobody's right is to put the victim's name out there. And these documents or these screenshots that were shared were not redacted at all. Daphne redacted before she went live with them. Melissa redacted before she put them in the document. And I mean, I don't even have to ask, but I know Justin as a person would have redacted the victim's name. Twice last night, just long enough for stuff to restart. So what part? Daphne's? Daphne ended her live and then started a members only to kind of control the disbursement of the documents, I guess. We don't mean the D-bag on this channel. Thanks ahead of time. Call me a D-bag? My babies are my number ones. Thank you for being here. Now it's under investigation and she didn't show it. Okay. It's his document so he can share it. I think it is wise for Shard to be careful, but I'm not sure there would be any culpability unless it was illegally obtained. Right. And the fact is, Ron, I have no idea. No idea. And honestly, there's the information that we know just from talking about it is all that's on there. You know, the only interesting part to me was like knowing who the victim is for sure. But the only interesting part to me was seeing the conditions, and the only condition was to stay away from the victim. So that was interesting to me. Because we were speculating the other night, like he could have other conditions, like no drugs, no alcohol, you know, but there is none. That's literally the only one. DT was clear that he believes Daniel will be convicted of these. Oh, really? Was he? I literally, even if I was watching YouTube, I don't think that I would have caught that live stream. I wonder if more will come forward. At the end of the day, with this whole Daniel arrest thing, that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that this arrest and the charges will empower people to come forward. And I'm not saying just about information about Daniel. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying with information that might help the investigation. It might put some faith back into the RCMP. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm delusional, but maybe. I saw a Facebook post about people bombarding Belinda with questions. This person who is known said to leave Belinda the fuck alone and let her absorb the new info. Huh. Yeah, I didn't see. You guys, I was completely checked out for the last couple of days. Wasn't good. Am I not thinking outside the box? Wouldn't it only benefit Daniel to have that info out there? Showing that it's her is a way of showing it's her and she is out to get him? This is all, like, in my opinion, based on the conversations that I've actually witnessed since those screenshots came out, that there are a number of people who think that Malaya or like had falsified claims of abuse against Cody. So to me, and like I said, this is just the way my brain works, that could just, having the victim's name out there could be more of a oh, she's at it again type moment for people who are supportive of Daniel and his innocence. You know what I'm saying? That is literally the only motive that I can see why anybody would want to put a victim's name out there when knowing it's privileged and protected information. So, I don't know. Just my opinion. I have to be careful. I got my tremor is kind of doing its thing today, so this is the third time that I clicked on a comment and it came up to block or delete a comment. So heads up, everybody. I have 40 notifications, you guys. Should I check them? See if I'm pissing somebody off behind the scenes. I'm from Nova Scotia and I'm embarrassed to say I am from the same place as dumbass DM and awful MBM. Oh, Lansdowne or just Pictou County? You want to give us your address? Just kidding. I'm joking. What's available at the courthouse? It's just a list of names, dates, and charges, what courtroom they're in. Right. Like, you're not going to get the charging documents. It came from somebody who had them, and the only person, in my opinion, that would have had them would be Daniel himself, Daniel's lawyer, or law enforcement. There it is. There's the document, guys. Go check it out. Well, if you did, he's effed. Somebody did, Jam. Why would people be reaching out to Belinda? Oh, you have a PDF? That's dangerous news. Yes, he did. He said the victim's friend told him. Yes, go and support. No one knows who the victim is? It's been reported, apparently. DT said it today. Apparently. I mean, all that matters, Daphne, at the end of the day, putting the information out there in a responsible way, by redacting the name of the victim, I think is the best way that it could have been done. However, somehow DT got a hold of the actual I want to know what the rumor. That's why I'm here. We're going to talk about rumors. We're going to debunk, and then we're going to talk about the catch and release system in Canada that I thought that we had a new bill. I thought that we had some reform a few months ago, and I don't see it, and I just want to talk about it with my fellow Canadians. I watched also and didn't hear him out her. Heard lots of other channels say it was, though. We all think it anyway. I didn't watch. I don't know if he did or not. Daphne, DT said it was Malaya that pressed the charges. Well, DT's wrong too, by the way. Victims don't press charges. You do maybe in the States, but literally the RCMP pressed charges. So. Oh, so you're not serious? That is your... Correct. That hair is much bigger. Other people have them too. Don't ask me how, but do not ask me how. Outrageous smelled so good. Oh my God. That's a good memory right there. Keep it in your pants, Ron Jeremy. Oh, Ori. It's good to see you. Malaya's friend, he said. I'm not outing anybody here, but I know from a few months ago, I know that somebody in Malaya's inner circle talks to Daniel regularly. So it could be that person. I don't know. I don't remember DT saying who the victim was. There's a couple of minutes I haven't heard anyone actually name the victim except one channel. What channel? Ron, thank you. I thought you were already a member. DT said it was Malaya. I don't know, you guys. You cannot. Disclosure is also sealed. People are saying Malaya released the documents. That's how they know. Fun fact, Malaya wouldn't have Daniel's arrest record. Right. The only person that would have a copy of that at home with them would be Daniel. And like I said, I don't even know Daniel would have that top copy, that first copy, the white copy. I don't know. Yes, even those outside of Canada can be charged under the criminal code. I wouldn't have posted them. However, the ones I have seen had the victim's name redacted. Right. And like I said, that was if they were going to go out, that was the responsible way to do it. And anybody that got them from that source would have it all redacted. However, somebody with an unredacted copy sent it out. I didn't watch the whole thing though. Why not? Just kidding. I'm not okay with that. We all know it's Malaya, but We all assumed it was Malaya. We assumed based on the address of the offense, the dates listed, right? So, I mean, we had reason to believe that it was Malaya, but we didn't know. We didn't know for sure. Nothing is sacred anymore. Apparently, it's still a chargeable offense, even if in another country, if Canadian people find out who it is. Yeah. I don't know. That's why I don't know a thing about it. All I know is it's privileged and private information, and I would not put it out there, even now that people are saying that it's been outed elsewhere. It doesn't, just because it can be done doesn't make it a good idea to do it. I wouldn't do it. I know our laws too well, and I wouldn't do it. I didn't see DT saying this at all. Okay, so we all know, we get it, but let's not bash other creators in here. That's all. Okay? It is what it is. If you don't like him, don't watch him, but please don't bash in here. I mean, I don't know what goes on in his chat other than the screenshots that I see. If you're going to do that, you can say like they do in their chat, just some YouTubers are vile and disgusting. And you can say shit like that, but don't point out one particular channel if you're bashing. Okay, please? Thank you. I do not believe he has the right, and it puts a victim more at risk. Can I ask, like, what risk of what? Like, I agree with you, but I want to know what your thoughts are. Like, what risk of what? Shenanigans. I only watched for 15 minutes and he did out her. Okay. On court dockets here in Newfoundland, all you get is the person's name, date of their trial, and their next charges. And their charges. That's no personal info. Right. And you'll have like the courtroom, the time. That's the court docket here. It's an absolute shame, but in any high-profile case, the victims always seem to get leaked. Broke my heart with the Diddy trial, and even more so here, taking part in re-victimizing anyone. So, Cassie, when it comes to things that happen, like if you keep up with true crime, and like the majority of the true crime community covers cases that happens in the United States, and if you follow like one case, you'll see leak after leak after leak, and mind-blowing information is coming out, especially when you're in a country like Canada where we don't get that access, and for whatever reason we don't get those leaks. So it's crazy to think that US, like we've talked about this many times, they have a website where they can go on and they can punch in like an address and they can see all the registered sex offenders, like where they actually live. What? They have people who work in courthouses that will actually legally, not leaking, but they will email YouTubers actual court documents as soon as they come out. Like, excellent access. Like, not totally transparent, because there are judges and there are certain cases where things are locked down. That's very true. But so much more transparent than in Canada. So when stuff like this happens, I'm almost like offended. You know what I mean? Like I was like, whoa, wherever this came from, I hope nobody gets in trouble, because that's just not how things work here. But to me, it had to have come from Daniel. There's only so many people that would have access to those specific documents. So it's disgusting, puts her at risk of significant harm. I'm disgusted. Like, okay, but significant harm from who? From who? I have no idea, Marie. It likely violates YouTube's terms of service. What? What does? I don't really I don't go out of my way to protect my channel and my content from the YouTube algorithm and what's okay and what's not. Like, just so you know, my last 3 live streams were copyright. I didn't get a strike. It's just they're not monetized because of the content that I chose to share, which, I mean, it's fine with me. That so like people say math, and I get stuff like that, but I don't. So I don't know what you're referring to. I don't believe so, Marie, but I don't know because I just listened as I was rage cleaning. Stephanie Roberts, hey. Oh, that's good to know. No one should have the victim's name, period. He didn't? I mean, that's good. He didn't show it. That's good. I don't think he shared any document. That's good. Yeah. It's challenging for people, I think, when they're so cemented in their belief to show any kind of mercy or kindness towards one or the other. You know, I think it would be challenging for anybody, including me on days. Like, I'm no angel, obviously. I didn't watch all the way. He said he heard from Malaya's friend it was Malaya. Also, in my experience, Malaya does not get a choice with the charge, as forcible confinement is a charge police lay, not the victim. When it comes to domestic violence, right, right. Even if the victim said, I don't want to press charges, doesn't matter. We've been through all this, you guys. Yeah, I have no idea. To me, if you have a PDF, then that means, to me, it came from probably a media source. But I don't know. Like, you know as well as I do that I have no idea who you got it from. Or the screenshots that I've seen, they do look like the original copy. They do. So I believe, like, if they're screenshots, they would be a screenshot of a PDF. Could be. Because they certainly don't look like a picture that Daniel took. Put it that way. But, like, I have no idea. Like, I don't know who sent them to you, so that's the person you should ask who else they shared them with. Hey, Sharon. Okay, Gren, I get it. Thank you. In my opinion, we all kind of knew it was Malaya anyway, so by DT out in the same, I think that's why he really did it. I respect DT's position on the disappearance. I do not respect the way he treats and speaks about other creators that have a different opinion. I wholeheartedly agree with that statement, Damien. But I wish that he would state his opinion as an opinion and not as fact. I mean, he's not the only one. He's like the only one in this case. But in true crime community, there are creators that do that, and I think it's irresponsible. But I do agree with what he'd done. No, absolutely not. The traditional media effed up. Identifying information is not only the victim's name, but addresses or ways to identify the victim. The fact that some gave the name of the street and dates, so bingo. Yeah, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, like I didn't even look at them, other than I wanted to confirm for myself who it was. I think Daniel's phone number was even on them. There's papers missing. I had mentioned that to Daff in her live. There will be more conditions. There's pages missing. I didn't see like the Usually it's page 1 of 5 or whatever. I didn't look closely at them, you guys. He could be under those conditions with social services already. Yeah, but this is a different thing. You would think. I don't know. It's very interesting that he only had the one condition that we saw. There were a couple of Daniel's friends on Sunny's Live saying Daniel went to major crimes about the charges being shared because they doxed him. Yes, and also Malaya's lawyer is looking into it. I ain't touching it with DT's channel. No, thank you. Well, judging by where they said it happened and the dates it happened, it's safe to assume who the victim is. Yes, DT thinks he will be charged. Well, he has been charged. He absolutely has been charged. That's what the documents are, is charging documents. He's been charged. So, glad DT's keeping up with it. It's good. It's good. In my own experience, this is the case. Officers lay charges when statements are made in that regard. If it's a code of silence not to say her name for protection, then that's fine, but we all know it's her. Right. Angelina, good to see you. Kim Mitchell, hey. Not that late. I'm not really still saying my hellos. I'm going through chat talking about the arrest documents or his charging documents and rumors. We're just chatting today. He's sadistic and enjoys hurting people. Which one are we talking about? Are you referring to Daniel or DT? Because, I mean, most of the comments have been about DT lately, which I really wish that we could move on from. How can you dox him? Everyone who has heard about this case knows his address, but his phone number is also on there. His date of birth is on there. Who has the screenshot from Daniel's Facebook from a guy asking Daniel, are these your kids missing? I'm still coming to collect. That wasn't on Daniel's Facebook. That was on a shared post that Malaya's, I don't even know if it's stepbrother, but Joey Ferdinand, I believe. He had shared a post about the missing kids, I believe, and it was on his post that person posted that, but didn't ask, are these your kids? It just basically said, post all you want, I'm still coming to collect, something like that. I agree with your statement. That's why I said we already knew it was Malaya. Yeah. One could argue that she has the experience. Okay, I'm lost. I gotta go. I'll catch up. Thanks. Also, the media also mentioned 2 of 3 conditions for outing the victim under the criminal code. Like, I don't know if he really actually did that. I hope he didn't. Not because, not because it's just disrespectful to the Canadian law, but why would you want to out any victim of anything before it's proven in court? I don't know. But that's okay in my opinion, because I'm glad that is my land that has Daniel on charges right now, that is just telling us that she start to wake up and whatever she's been going through, poor girl. I think I get what you're laying down. Near blizzard conditions in Halifax right now, just came in thawing out. Very interesting live. Is it? It's because my viewers are very interesting and they have really great thoughts. Well, it seems in line with custody of Meadow, so the allegations against Cody could have been in line with custody for Lilly and Jack. Possibly. You know what I mean? That's sounds to me like a motive for releasing a victim's name. Unless it was just done mindlessly, you know what I mean, without even thinking about it. And the victim shamers are out in full force, mostly women. It mind-boggling. The people that would want a fair trial for themselves and think that, you know, that they believe Daniel is innocent and he's going to be proven innocent in court. And he is innocent until proven guilty in court. But Malaya is a liar. Do you see what I'm saying? Like how... talking out of both sides of their mouths. Share the tea. Check the chatter line. It's just curiosity. It's human nature. The news was the first time I have ever heard Daniel's full name. So, I mean, that's kind of my point with it. So we know his full name now. We know his address. We've known his address. We have his date of birth. Have his phone number. I don't know what kind of credit he has, but there are people out there that like to steal identities. I don't know anybody that would want to steal that particular one at this point in time. But there's a reason why things are covered under the Privacy Act. It was said that Cody also was accused of the same by Malaya. Right, it was said. Never went to court. So that's my point. The motive would be to, like I said, she's at it again. You know, and I don't think that's fair. I think Daniel deserves a fair trial, I guess, even if it goes that far. But I also believe that the victim deserves the benefit of the doubt until we hear the evidence, which we never will, unless those of you who are local can make it into the courtroom. The creator using her name, in my opinion, it's not what he said, but it is what was inferred. I've been thinking about the comment that Malaya made to Daniel about him not looking for her children. I wonder if she feels he knows where they are. I think about that often too. And that was odd because she's literally not looking for her kids. And they're Daniel's stepkids, so you expect Daniel to continue looking for your children, but you're not going to? I don't know. It seems ass backwards. That is just going through government now. The updates? Yeah, I got a little clip of Carney we'll listen to. Because it sounds great. No, Shar, he said that he was in contact with someone close to Malaya and that she was the one that wanted to pursue charges. But you do know, and I know you do, that Malaya is not the one that would pursue charges. She doesn't have to press charges. She doesn't get to decide whether or not they press charges or not. If she told law enforcement that this happened to her, they don't sit there and say, oh, well, do you want us to do anything about that? No. If they have evidence to support charges, then they'll charge him, and they did. Okay, good to know. Well, if Daniel has shared the unredacted copy of the document, then he's just has set himself up for another charge, and if I was victim, I would push for serious consequences, charges, in my opinion. Yeah. So what is going to happen now is that the RCMP will stop sharing that info to the media since people are leaking sensitive information. Right. Because he is aware his audience is pro-Daniel, so sharing the info of her name, he should know it was not right. I don't think that he knows that it's not right. I don't think he meant any malice to it. I think he just has no idea about the Canadian justice system, our privacy laws. No idea. That's what. It's my opinion. You're correct, though. The RCMP laid charges. I think he meant that she is cooperating on the charges. Can't remember the exact words. A lot of criminals are informants. Crackerjacks, good to see ya. Just sitting here trying to make sense out of things that don't make sense. Yeah. Want to bang your head against the brick wall with me? You wouldn't, because he gets to face his accusers. Right. And I mean, any hearings or anything like that, that could be because of the publicity and the Jack and Lilly disappearance. This could be a closed hearing. What's it called? In camera hearing. May 2nd. It was pretty obvious who the victim is with a time frame, but DT shouldn't have put it out. Okay, so wait, is that a true crime story with Shar hanging behind you? Okay, here's the story. My daughter, you all know that I have a podcast with my daughter. We haven't recorded for quite a while. She's writing a book. But last Christmas, she gave me a couple of hoodies, and I don't wear them. So I was thinking about giving them away. Want to see them? I have two. Two identical hoodies. It says Mommy on the front. And they both do. And then True Crime Story Pod. That's just dog hair. It's Harley. So you get a hoodie and you get Harley. So I don't know. I was thinking about giving them away. Doing like a random draw or something if anybody's interested. I don't know. Because I don't wear them. I had them hanging up at my daughter's house, and when I went to work there a couple of weeks ago and I was going through all my stuff, I found them. So I was like, ooh, maybe I can give them away. Good eye, Roots. Those of us that have morals and integrity redacted the name of the victim and any other info that could out the victim. And honestly, Daniel's personal information should have been redacted as well. Just my opinion. I don't think there are many pro-Daniel people out there. Many just don't think that he or Malaya unalived the kids. Easy to deduce that it was Malaya. That's true. And I go back and forth too. Like, I know what I know and I believe what I believe, usually. But I go back and forth because sometimes you do have to sit and wonder how Daniel could have, and I don't think he's tricked anybody. I really don't. But why haven't law enforcement caught on to any evidence about the kids? But then I have to check myself and realize that I have no idea what the RCMP knows. Not a clue. And to think we do because of those fucking court documents is ignorance. Sorry, not sorry. In the States, the victim presses charges in most cases. Sometimes the state will pick it up. Yeah. And even, I'll give you an example. Okay. Somebody wrote checks on Ian's business account, his personal account. And we took it to the RCMP and said, this is fraud. We want to charge them. RCMP said, okay, whatever, whatnot. They submitted it. The Crown said, no, we need more than that. We can't just go and charge. That's how I know what I know. Same thing with an assault. Same person tried to charge them with assault. The RCMP tried to charge them with assault. Crown wouldn't take it any further. So, and that there is Canadian law. But I can tell you, like, Cheryl Christine is one of Malaya's closest friends, I think. And when I asked her for confirmation that it was Malaya. You know what she said to me? No comment. And if anybody was going to tell me, it would have been Cheryl Christine. So I don't think so, unless it's the person that I know kind of not plays both sides, but definitely talks to both sides. I don't think they're delusional. They just take offense to having a victim's name out there, Ron, and that's fine if you disagree. So we're just going to move on. Did anyone find out if Jessica Martel is related to Daniel? I've never heard that name. I could easily find out. Oh, wait. Yes, she is. Yes, I did. You betcha. I remember that now. I did. DT does not identify as a creator because he said creators create content for views. What does he identify as then? A commentator? Am I right? Daniel would get the pink carbon copy. Thank you. That's what I thought. Sure, most of the time they are posted and you don't have to look up stuff. He would get the white copies. But thinking about it, these do not look like pictures of the white copy of a piece of paper that Daniel would have taken a picture of. I believe Daphne when she said she has the PDF. I love Canada mandatory charge policy, domestic violence, if evidence, they go ahead with victim's consent and input. So DM stop blaming Malaya as it is out of her hands, could have data, evidence, etc. I am too, but I wish our justice system was more transparent, but I get it. Maybe by someone protecting Daniel might get her beat up. Cindy Clark, good to see you. These new charges are very detrimental. Now what? He's in custody? No, he's not. Getting a dress rehearsal of what? That's funny, but no, he's not. He was released on conditional release. Agree to disagree. Thank you, Time for Truth. And Ron Mexico, we could just agree to disagree. That's the best we can do with that one. Cindy B. I don't know why anybody's even the least bit surprised that... Can we stop talking about TT? You're going to get me shadow banned or some shit. No one could ever accuse you of doing anything you do for the wrong reasons. You have to disagree or a bit of an... Aw. Thanks. Thanks, Ron. Hey there. Hey, Blue Jay. I haven't seen you for a while. Have I? I don't think so. 2 weeks ago, Alberta just got okay on sexual offenders. You can log on. Yeah. The entire country did, Cindy. Try to keep up. We did that like the day it went live. He wasn't in custody. He was charged and released with a promise to appear under his own recognizance. With conditions. But Damien is right. So if it wasn't Daniel who released the name and it was a different case, perpetrator can harm victims for public knowledge of them being a piece of shit. So protecting the victims from retaliation from perp. Yeah, but I don't think... Yeah, but I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't. I think, because it was pretty much assumed, educated guess, after seeing the news reports, and the news reports said what address it happened and the date that it happened, I think the majority of people knew. I mean, there were the Kents of the world that were on, he was on a live stream saying that it could have been a babysitter. But I think the majority of normal, rational, common sense thinking people kind of figured out who it was. I don't know that there would be any kind of widespread retaliation to her for accusing Daniel of something that, like I said the other day, could be the situation that we've all already heard about from the court documents about the holding her down. And, we don't know what was all involved in that situation. Maybe that happened on December 1st, 2024. We don't know. Do we know if there's a publication ban? I don't know. We know for sure that there's a publication ban on the Meadow custody stuff. I don't think you understand what victim shaming is. Agree to disagree and moving on. Perfect. He's not custody. And that's mathed up. Yeah, the whole video is basically... All right. We have to move on. We've got to move on. I don't want to become the target of those people in there. They're dangerous. Whomever did leak it should be charged, as they should know better. How is it that creators can get the name? This I am curious of. Yeah, I don't know. I did read today our CMP has been notified. They have been. He is. Daniel is acting on it, as is Malaya's lawyer. So whoever did it will be outed. Maybe not publicly, but they'll be dealt with. I agree with you in a lot of ways. However, their justice system is broken as well. I mean, I don't know what the answer is, but both countries need serious, serious help. There will definitely be publication ban once he goes for first appearance in court. The Justice of the Peace will grant one for Crown, and his lawyer will ask for one, in my opinion. More than likely. So, I mean, if there was ever a time that anybody wanted to see a hearing with Daniel Martel, that March 2nd would be the day to do it, because the rest of them might just be closed hearings. Do you want to watch this now? Just made April? I've never seen you before. How's it going? Thanks for coming. I think that's the bill name. All right, so it's a minute. It's actually a 4-minute clip, but I'll be damned if I'm going to watch 4 minutes of Carney. If you don't know who Carney is, he is our prime minister here. This video is from 3 months ago, minute 45-ish. Let me share it. And he talks about the new bill because of so many people bitching about the catch and release. So we're just going to watch this, and I don't even know if y'all are going to like it or not, but it's not political. It's just information sharing. So calm your jets. No political talk here. This is just about this bill and the benefits, and we'll talk about it. I'm going to narrate my movements. I'm going to get rid of myself, mute myself, and then hit play.
To start, the Minister of Justice will be tabling legislation within the next week with strong reforms on bail and sentencing. We're getting violent criminals and repeat offenders off the streets, full stop. Right now, in most bail hearings, the starting point is to release. And the Crown must prove why someone should not be released on bail, making it too easy for repeated violent offenders to quickly get back on the street, sometimes back into the same communities that they just committed crimes in. Our new law will flip that script by creating new reverse onus bail provisions for violent and organized crime-related offenses. We're making bail stricter to keep you safer. With so-called reverse onus bail, it will no longer be up to the Crown to prove why someone should stay behind bars. It will be up to the accused to prove to the court why they can be trusted to be released. Their risk of reoffending and their history of past 10 years will be considered. These strong new reverse onus bail provisions will apply to violent auto theft, to break and enter, to human trafficking and smuggling, to assault, to sexual assault, and to extortion involving violence or violent threats. Simply put, these changes will keep violent repeat offenders of these crimes off our streets and out of our communities. Canada's new government will also toughen sentences for repeat offenders of auto theft, of organized crime, and of home invasion, so that criminals who have repeatedly victimized your community do not have the chance to do so again. We are delivering the change to keep violent repeat offenders off our streets. We'll also allow for consecutive sentencing for violent and repeat offenders, so that a 7-year sentence and a 5-year sentence can mean 12 years behind bars, not just 7. This change will keep dangerous criminals off our streets for longer. And to protect workers and businesses, we will implement harsher sentencing for organized retail theft. No worker in a neighborhood convenience store should have to worry about being robbed by gangs or feeling that no one can intervene and no one will face justice. In addition, we will reverse laws from previous governments that are simply not working. And the first of those is conditional sentences for sexual assault. Right now, someone convicted of sexual assault can be eligible for a conditional sentence, meaning they may be able to serve their sentence at home, in the very community where their victim lives. That is not justice. Our legislation will put an end to this. If you commit sexual assault, you will serve your sentence in a correctional facility. The second major change of now.
Do you want to hear the second major change, or can we stop this now? I'm literally waiting to hear from the people. This is a democracy. Do you want to hear what the second major change is, or have you heard enough? And like I said, this was 3 months ago. We can, just a sec.
Today is that we are delivering.
Okay, see down here, 3 months ago. So, let me go down to the bottom just a sec. Make it stop, can't stop. Melissa, you don't get to say because you are not Canadian. Okay? So, people have heard enough. Perfect. Same. But, to me, it sounds ridiculous. Like, how did we get here? How did we even get here? Where this has to be a thing. I don't want to go back in time to figure out when this started, but what the hell? But anyways, 3 months ago, and we still have yet to see, and make no mistake, I am not saying that this is related at all to my feelings about Daniel himself being released. He doesn't have a criminal record. He has no, previous bad acts, whatever. However, when you have serious indictable offenses charged, and if, some of my viewers are correct in that they can just go around charging people without evidence and then decide to withdraw the charges at his first hearing, which is wild to me. You would think that serious violent offenses would at the very least require an arraignment and a bail hearing before somebody is released. and I'm not talking about Daniel specifically, you guys. I'm not here Daniel shaming or anything like that. But I'm saying in general, when you have a serious offense like sexual assault, I would rather see that person stand in front of a judge and argue, prove why they deserve to be allowed out on their own recognizance. Is that, I mean, is it out of line to think that way? Like, am I, like I said, no offense to Daniel. I get it. But those are violent, serious, indictable offenses. Not proven in court. And I'm not saying he should have been kept, but he should have had to stand in front of a judge and tell the judge why he should be allowed out. For anybody charged with any offenses like this. Right? Do you guys agree? Picked a bub. Thank you. Well, we don't know, Seawood, and that could very well be a very good point. If you're standing in front of the judge and saying that these 3 charges are based on this one event, and, you know, this is what happened, or this never happened, or whatever, and he's got absolutely no record, and he has good reason to tell the judge that I should be let out. That's one thing, right? But if the 3 separate occasions, like escalating violence, anything like that, that should be up to a judge to determine, should it not? I don't know. We need you, me, Travis, and a Canadian lawyer on to talk about the fails in our systems. I would maim and murder to get Runkle of the Bailey on my show. If you guys don't know, Ian Runkle is an attorney in Edmonton. He's hilarious, but he's awesome. I'd love to have him on my show. And Travis, absolutely. Anytime. Yeah, it does state in the charging document, it does say December 1st, 2024. I'm so glad you guys agree. They usually are sharp. However, you have to remember that there are varying levels of sexual assault. Right, but the point to me, Ron, and I mean, I could be out to lunch here, but the point to me is that he never had to stand in front of a judge or justice of the peace or magistrate or anything and explain that or argue that. Just the cop said, all right, well, you can go home. Just as long as you promise to appear. Like, it just doesn't seem right with a violent offense. You know? To me. My own opinion. There is the issue of overcrowding. There is the issue of due process. I understand all of that, and it all has to be, there's so much more to it than just the surface level shit that I'm talking about here. But like I said, for violent offenses, like all 3 are considered violent offenses, at the very least, put them in front of a judge and let them argue that they deserve to be let out. It shouldn't just be up to the cop to say, okay, Daniel, you can go home. You be good. Not saying that he's not, but it's not directed directly at Daniel. It's just the whole system. Just I don't get it. Does that not happen? So was it? Yeah, no hearing. No hearing, Women's Warrior. It was released by police on an undertaking. This change in the Justice Act would have to be debated in the House, go through a second reading, be referred to the Senate, and then it comes up to the Senate to pass it, and then reach royal assent, right? What's the proof? The text? To me, it sounds like dirty joke, but not a good sexing. Say what? Huh? That's funny. You thought you heard that Daniel was arrested yesterday? When did you hear that? Because no, he was arrested on the 26th of January, last Monday, and released that same day. That's the point, yeah. But he's still, like I said, not all offenses, but the violent offenses, I just, as a Canadian citizen, it worries me that if somebody is committed, if somebody is accused of committing violent offenses to the point where police charge him, arrest him, book him, do all of the things that they did in those charging documents, he should at least have to stand before a judge. I don't even care if it's a Teams meeting, but a judge, to me, should be the one to decide if they get to go home and wait their hearing. I don't know. Yeah, Lilly and Jack. And can we all agree that this here on its face doesn't have anything to do with Jack and Lily's disappearance? I don't think. It could, if there's evidence and if he is found guilty, it could maybe prove in some way that there was abuse in the home. Maybe shake something, like if we get these leaked, maybe something from CPS will leak, you know? And I'm not saying I hope for that, but I hope that Belinda is successful and she gets access to that information. But one, to me, has very little to do with the other. And I know a lot of my creator friends think that this is the beginning of the end for Daniel. And I just don't, I'm not convinced. I believe that this should tell Daniel that the RCMP are not his friends. Major crimes are not his buddies. And they are investigating the disappearance of Jack and Lily. And good for him that he's been cooperating. But they're also not blind to the accusations. It's not that they're not just going to believe everything Daniel says. And I think that's probably one of the most important messages for Daniel to come out of this, other than you can't be holding people down or whatever he did. MVM, I don't think I've seen you before. Thank you so much. That's very, very generous. Thank you. I think allowing offenders to voice their opinion on their future is an insult to their victims, alleged victims. It's due process. So, yeah, I don't know. People and crimes are so much different than when most of our laws were made. It's time for an overhaul. Probably changed by now, but when I was in college, and I still, well, not here, but at my parents' house, my criminal code, it is the 2002 edition. Somewhere in that criminal code, and I remember this, it says in Newfoundland, it is illegal to harpoon a whale from an overpass. That is on the books. I shit you not. So yes. Also in that criminal code, it is illegal to have backdoor sex with your spouse, but nowhere in there does it say anything about animal stuff. It's probably been overhauled by then, but I'm just telling you. There was a time in our lifetime where that criminal code was off the friggin' wall. Bizarre. A lot of SA cases seem to be dismissed because they've taken too long to process them. Are you talking about a statute of limitations? I could be wrong here, but I think that there is no statute anymore for SA. especially involving children, which this doesn't, but pretty sure. Oops, sorry. A lot of factors go into this. Flight risk, employment, ties to the community, family, innocence until proven guilty. Get what Shar is saying, though a bail hearing being mandatory is not unreasonable. Just because it shouldn't be an arresting officers, it shouldn't be in their power to decide what is best for the community. To me, judges are given that discretion, to, like that power over somebody. I think that, I don't know. As a citizen, I think I would feel better. Not that I don't trust the police. But, yeah. Something to do with hiding and lying to cops, so confused. What? I'm gonna Google that. Runkle is the best. He's amazing. I hope that they didn't put it in front of a judge. Seems like the judge could say there's no evidence to charge him. Does that happen in Canada? It does here. It depends on who you listen to, but my experience, okay, I'm a victim of crime. I go and I tell the RCMP about what happened to me. And the RCMP go to file charges, and the Crown prosecutor says, okay, here's your arrest warrant, or no, I'm not pursuing this. That is in my own experience. Now, other people have different experiences that say otherwise, and that's fine, but nobody can take my own personal experiences away from me. So, you're asking the wrong person. Because to me, what I went through, that's a fact. But other people say that their experience tells them otherwise. So maybe it's subjective. I don't know. Maybe I should go back to college so I can talk on YouTube. Yeah, Sailor, tell me what the tea is. What's going on? Okay, so first, somebody sent me, the reason why you guys had to listen to over 2 minutes of that instead of the minute and 45 that I promised you, apologize. Well, it was because I went and I checked my messenger, and I just got this really interesting one that I will share with you, and it's just to put to rest some of the shit that was said a little while ago. Not to prove anybody right or wrong, but I want to put this out there so that we can all have the same story when we walk out of here. We're not going to say people in Char's chat are pieces of shit because they're making stuff up, when in fact they are not. 1 second. Oh, for Pete's sake. Where'd it go? County have charged stepfather of missing children, Lilly and Jack Sullivan, with sexual assault involving an adult. Complaint. What is going on? I just read it. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Don't at me, anybody, because I'm not outing anybody. I'm just putting up the info because I can. Because I can, and it's right and it's fair. I don't give a shit. Transcript. County have charged the stepfather of missing children, Lilly and Jack Sullivan, with sexual assault involving an adult complainant. Okay, so it's a complainant. That's number one. Anyways, moving on. Now I've confirmed through one of Malaya's best friends that this is Malaya apparently who filed these charges. She was in the hospital for a while. I think I told you guys that Malaya's best friend also that confirmed that. And that she recently got out, and then this comes out. I'm going to leave it there. I put it out there just so we can put it to rest. He absolutely did what some of you said he did. And it is what it is. What's done is done. What's done is done. Let's remember at the beginning, my conversation with Daniel, the very, 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 very beginning, back in May. Daniel said that he will, and I'm not accusing him of doing it now, but he told me back in May that he will continue leaking information in order to keep the case out there. He did say he was going to do that. He said that. They weren't changing their gun laws. I emailed them. I said, if you say it, keep saying you won't change your gun laws. I think if you get caught with just a gun, 5 years, they should give you any other charges. We're not really talking about gun violence. In these cases, it isn't the RCMP making the decision. In Nova Scotia, they have justice of the peace on call. Right. Say it louder for the people that say the police go around charging people with no evidence. It's starting to get dark outside. Gonna have to start playing with my lighting. It's a new room, new setup. Just heads up. Anyways, was I gonna do something else? What was I gonna do, you guys? No. 5 years, they should give you any other. Yeah, I'm not. Thank you, Kim. I'm not talking about that. The RCMP could be wanting charges to flop it to a criminal investigation so they can access more invasive evidence gathering. They have less red tape and quicker access to information under the Missing Persons Act. So. Who are you talking to? Me? Thank you. If you are. If you're not, who? The court office was closed because it was a blizzard that day? That's wild. I get pissed off when Shoppers Drug Mart is closed on a Sunday. I couldn't imagine having my major crimes or whatever, anything like that, closed and you can't get help because it's weekend. I mean, I get 911, but like Durwood trying to make a statement and the police station is closed. What? There's a lot more to prove, unfortunately, to prove he is the cause of Jack and Lily's disappearance. Right. Or that anybody did anything wrong to Jack and Lily. Including the neglect. Yeah, they're definitely neglectful that morning, but you have to prove it to a criminal level. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if they wandered away and just all those professional searchers, drones, helicopters, dogs, everything else just have not found a single trace? What if? Mind-boggling, but what if? RCMP may offer a deal on these charges for truth or location of Jack and Lily. I mean, I think we'd be foolish to think that they haven't already offered both of them some kind of deal, a proffer, like an immunity type thing. Hello, Carla Hamoka. I mean, I'm sure they wouldn't do that again, but you know what I'm saying? There's no reason why they wouldn't have said, if you help us, we can make sure, that you're not, charged, or, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure if they thought that would lead somewhere, they've already done it. Actually agree with me 1,000%. That's exciting. They should go up against the judge and explain to the judge why they should be. Yeah. As a citizen, I feel like that's justified. Bobby Joe, thank you so much. That's so nice. You remain neutral. You keep it classy, not trashy, with a touch of sassy. I try. It's literally just because the way it is. Okay, so I think what I think, and to me, because I watched YouTube for so long, and I remember thinking, well, I heard it on YouTube. That's got to be fact. That's it. That's what happened. Then to find out it wasn't, and then catching on slowly, that YouTube creators, they just go, we go with the information that we get. We have, a lot of times nothing to base it on. So the creators that state things as opinion and as ideas and promote conversation, those are the people that I want to listen to. Because if I sat here one day and just told you everything that I think, and I didn't tell you it was my idea or my opinion, how many would think that I knew what I was talking about? That I knew, that I have to know something more because I'm on YouTube. Like there's no way she would put out false information. It's got to be true. Wildfire. Off it goes. Absolutely not. It'll never happen. And the one time that it did happen and I put my opinion out there, as soon as the live was ended, I marked it private. Like, I did not mean to do that. Some days I get frustrated and I just go. Look at your court document and see if it was signed off by a justice of the peace. What court doc? This one? It is. It's stamped. Absolutely is. By a justice of the peace. But I was told after the fact, after I started digging in, like, how did this happen? They're given a stack at the end of every day and they go through and they review them. And they stamp them. He never, that's, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so do you want to send me the link to that? Do I want to do that? I don't know if I want to do that. I don't think I want to do that. Right? I'd be a total hypocrite if I did that. But Melissa could put the link in the document if anybody wants to go and see the redacted charging documents. I'm here because stuff isn't being made up. Charmaine, the BS elsewhere just winds me up. It does. Yeah. Yeah. Women's wear, it was just a transcript from DT's live earlier because there was a question earlier. People said DT outed the victim, said the victim's name, and other people were like, I didn't hear that. So I was playing that Carney, I don't even know his first name, that's terrible, but that Carney video, I went and I checked my messenger, and somebody had sent me a screenshot of that portion of the transcript where he absolutely did. Yeah. Every time it went quiet, Daniel said, anytime it goes quiet, I will leak information. But I don't know, and I struggled with thinking that Daniel could have been the one that released them because it doesn't help him. But neither did the lifted redactments. These last round of lifted redactments didn't help him either. But he still consented. So maybe he thought it was going to come out anyway? I don't know. I wish I knew. Yeah, go and sub to refresh your page, Melissa. Tell us where you're at. Who leaked it? I missed it. We don't know, Lori. The Major Crimes and Malaya's lawyer, and I'm sure if Daniel has legal aid yet, they're all on it. They're going to find out. Here's the document, you guys. Go and check it out. I think evidence is pretty important in any country. Should be. Where yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Back that judgy train up, Miss Marie. Okay, I just checked it out for you on DTs. He said a friend of Malaya said it was Malaya. He straight up said Malaya. Thanks, Nature Rocks. I just showed the screenshot. I went today because I needed different shampoo. I'm not even going to tell you my shampoo story, my turmoil with the shampoo. But I needed different shampoo, and I went to go to Shoppers Drug Mart. It's closed. I had to go to Walmart. I don't get it. What happens if you go to the hospital and you're sick and you need a prescription? Yes, the hospital could give it to you, but stupid. I've changed my mind. After further consideration, no one should be releasing the name of an alleged victim. Sexual assault often do have publication bans, and that has been taken away. And I mean, it was easy for those of us who have been digging into the case and following the case to know, because we know their address. We know that they were together as a couple on December 1st, 2024. The alleged offenses happened at 1407 Gerlach Road. We could easily deduce who the victim was. But, like Kent said, maybe it was a babysitter. Now we know it wasn't. Can we talk about Justin Martell staying on the property way back in May? Rumor or true? Dodie. Rumor. Because somebody, I'm not going to say who has connection to Justin Martell, told me early on that yes, Justin and his wife were having issues, but his wife had recently found out that she was pregnant and they were working on their relationship, and he was not staying at Janie's when the kids went missing. That's not saying that he wasn't staying at Janie's sometime before that. And even the reporter who reported that Janie and Justin, or Janie and Daniel's brother, lived in the RV, came out and corrected herself and said, I didn't realize Justin lives down the street, basically Mount Tom. But people are concentrating on that report, early report, that Justin or Daniel's brother and his mother lived in the RV out back, even though that reporter corrected herself. But then also Belinda said that, I can't remember, somebody on the property said they lived back there, those words, and she took they as meaning Justin and Janie. So, but I have it on good authority, somebody that I trust, and you don't have to, so it's still rumor, but you don't have to. I trust this person completely at this point, that because his partner was pregnant, they had started working on their relationship and he was not staying in the RV. Take it or leave it. I have no proof other than the person that I trust. Oh, Ernestine, I hope you do feel better. See, I'm not sick. I'm just, I am sick as Slave Lake. Sick of that. We had sunshine today, and that was lovely, but made my eyes burn shoveling the snow. I finally got my driveway and car completely clear of snow. 15 inches of snow was too much for this chunky monkey. Wow, that's a lot. We've had freezing rain, and everything looks like shiny. It's so slippery out there. Shiny. Thank you. Unsubstantiated. I appreciate that, you guys. If Justin Martell had anything to do with it, he would have been mentioned in the documents. Thank you, Ori. In my opinion, I do not believe that the RCMP will actually charge Daniel if they did not have some sort of evidence. In my opinion also, Carla. I really enjoy listening to you, Charmaine. There's no BS channel. You make a lot of sense and also considers others' opinions. I appreciate that. That's why I started the channel. Because I might get more stuff than you guys do, and I don't mind sharing the stuff that I get that matters. But at the end of the day, we still don't know anything that the RCMP knows, and it's the ideas that are going to keep the conversation going. So I don't want to live in a vacuum. I think debunked is a more accurate way of framing it. Is it debunked? Marie? Yes. Thank you. Wow, am I behind in chat? The Epstein? I looked. It's very disturbing. He wasn't there. I can confirm this. Again, Ori, thank you. He didn't get bail. He was released on undertaking. There was no bail. Bail is given by a judge. Or he was... No. But yeah. He wasn't a high risk. Right. But to me, and just as a Canadian citizen, for me, to me, just for me, I would have liked to see violent allegations be answered to by a judge before allowing these people, not Daniel, to be released. You did? Christy, hey. Court docs are public information once he has a court date. The police can refuse to comment, but there would need to be a publication ban on the court case, which I suspect there will be, but this isn't a court document. These are his charging documents. Yeah, Marie, go wait in the car. Monsters of sabotage. I think that we can just say it outright at this point. We know, and I have people that have, proof that the people behind the monsters of sabotage are the people that you would suspect, and they're nothing. It doesn't even. I get a good giggle out of their stuff. I'm not going to subscribe, and I wait for people to screen record so I don't give them any views. However, I get a good chuckle at the low quality and low IQ. It's pretty good. You have to try hard to be that stupid. Just my opinion. Shoppers is the OE drugstore that is usually open here. Yeah. Right? And then like even Walmart. You can't buy... And I don't know what planet I'm on. I can't go into Walmart on a Sunday and buy Dayquil. It's all locked up. Pharmacy's closed. Dayquil is locked up. I don't know if that's used to make some kind of drug or something, but I get NyQuil being locked up. Dayquil? What? Walgreens? Is there Walgreens in Canada? Are you American? A babysitter for kids that she never let other people watch. I was so upset, and then saying stuff like, well, if he was charged with rape, he probably would have been locked up. Fuck do you think sexual assault is? Stop talking. Just stop talking. Stop it. Tried it on my hubby, though, and he looked at me like I'd lost my ever-loving mind. Go wait in the car. I tell people that all the time. You keep it professional, do I? I try to. Sometimes why are you asking? Are you a spy? DM certainly got defensive when asked about his brother Justin living or being on the property? If simple, why did these inquiries get his backup? Because he doesn't want his brother brought out as having anything to do with anything, because his brother wasn't there. My speculation, Explorer, but it makes sense to me when your mom is being, in the spotlight and attacked, and you are too, right or wrong, because I'm guilty of it too. But if his brother had nothing to do with it, and if his brother is a good guy, like I've heard, and maybe his brother has been through shit before, like with Daniel and his bullshit or whatever, maybe he's warned Daniel in the past, keep me out of your bullshit. Like, who knows? Who knows? But it was obviously pretty important to Daniel to not have his brother dragged into this. I don't know, just my opinion. But I remember reading that there was someone who stayed overnight, not Justin, to help with the step. I think that was false news, Seawood. I do. They would have been in the court docs somewhere. You would have heard it. You would have got an inkling, even a redacted portion. It would have been in there. And the way Daniel was talking, blah, 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 every aspect, except the shit that he couldn't remember about Thursday, you bet your bippy by Friday morning, and the kids are gone, and they woke up, I'm sure that whoever it was that stayed the night, if they were gone, they would have been suspect number one, but if they were still there, they would have been helping search too. You would have heard about it. Should have been arrested by now. They would have if it happened here in Indiana. Based on what evidence, though? They all know they're all guilty, in your opinion. I didn't know that the reporter retracted her statement, and it was simply because she didn't realize that her statement was taken the way it was. She came out and said he actually lives right down the road. Just a minute. Went down the wrong tube. In my opinion, I appreciate that. In my opinion, Monsters of Sabotage is a certain PI and someone working with her, possibly Baby Bear. Could be a group of them. I know about a BFF who's also involved, but we'll get to it. And when we do, I'll be the first to bring it to you, because it'll be obviously part of the lawsuit. So it's all good, though. I hope the content keeps it coming. I have to get to my therapist tomorrow. I need to dig out. Oh, yuck. He is a danger. Already had people following. Wow. No, I heard that the people that were following her because they thought she was leaving to go see the kids. So they thought by following her, they'd catch her with Jack and Lily. That's why they were following her. Yeah, I have no idea. I think he's too busy plowing right now to do any of that. In my opinion, if Daniel Martel did release this new court information, then he must knew that it would be on the news. Well, no, because he knew. I can picture it, actually. When Daniel's being arrested, he was probably thinking and probably saying out loud to the RCMP officer doing his intake that this is going to be big news. It's going to be all over social media, and the media is going to be all over this. I can hear Daniel saying it. He knew. He knew. He absolutely knew. All these complaints, and that is the reason, backing up a little bit, that is the reason why he gave me pictures of his car wreck, remember? And I did a live stream about Daniel getting into that accident. The reason why he did that is because he knew that the public was going to find out and it was going to fly everywhere. So he just wanted to put his side out before everybody else ran with it. He was drugged out or whatever, whatnot. He wanted me to put the picture out and say he got into a wreck. He was on his way to see Meadow and whatever else he said. I don't even remember. All these compliments to Charmaine are truly justifiable. You are compassionate, caring, fair, knowledgeable, well educated. Thank you. Thank you. Ron, your comment about release of the SA victim. Some of the creators in the States don't care because they are allowed to. The ones that have class didn't say it though. Right. And it's not even, I don't even know that if it's like, if it violates any privacy laws in the States, but it's just a matter of respect and dignity, in my opinion, to not say shit like that. What is that? Really? Really? Seriously? It's not locked up in BC, and it's not locked up in Calgary. It's not locked up, I don't know, but it's locked up here in Slave. I don't need it, but I was shocked to see that whole shelf caged up at 10 o'clock on a Sunday morning. So March 2nd, Picto. It should be public because he hasn't even been seen by a judge yet to put a publication ban on it. So it should absolutely be public. March 2nd, you can check the docket to find out what time. But I would go. Absolutely. Anybody local, I would highly suggest going so that you're not relying on rumor about what actually happened. And then you can report back to me. Just saying. No recording devices allowed. Don't get in trouble. I know, it's wild, but Walmart, dude, that's not even a pharmacy. It's got a pharmacy section, but you should be able to go there and get cough syrup and stuff, like daytime. It's a sad state. I don't think Daniel would release a document with all his personal information on it. He isn't the sharpest tool in the shed, though, so who knows, right? And I don't like the word tool. I use it a lot, but it just occurred to me today. I called somebody a tool, and then I realized that tools are useful. So we need to come up with a better one for some of these people because they serve no purpose. Was he or another staying in the little shack on the little hill to the right of Janie's RV, the one that conveniently disappeared and was never referenced or explained? I don't know. I think you're, no offense, but I think you're reaching there. I'm going to say no, but I don't know. That sounds like something the police might want to investigate, and if it hasn't been mentioned yet, it's probably not true. I believe Justin Martel was not on the property at the time when the babies went missing. Are you trying to trigger me, Roots? Picked a bub. It will be on the court list online after this weekend. After this weekend? Oh, I guess like 30 days in advance? Maybe. Pseudoephedrine, which is restricted because it's a key ingredient used to produce meth. Wow. That's wild. Thanks for being here, Tina. Justin don't want in the middle. I wouldn't think Justin would want anywhere on the perimeter. Like, Jesus. He wouldn't be let out till he saw a judge. Oh, he wouldn't have gone out? Seriously. Newspaper article interviewing Daniel said he had company that left at 1 or 2 a.m. Thursday night. The online version disappeared, but it's in the paper copies. I've never seen it. Never seen it. But wouldn't that also explain the headlights that Brad Wong saw? So you would think that that would have come out as well. I've never seen it. I guess my email address isn't ticking. I'll put it up. But if you have it and you want me to put it up, I'm not here to give misinformation, but I've never. Where's my email address? Here it is. Taken across the bottom. But yeah. Their involvement was still way over the top involvement in a case, the wild stories. Yeah. Dayquil doesn't have pseudoephedrine in it. It's at 9:30 Nova Scotia time. Okay. Yeah, NyQuil, but I'm talking Dayquil. The Dayquil. I get the nighttime stuff. You missed it. We were elbows up, all for, what's his name? Carney? Mark Carney? Whatever. Anyway. Broken tools are useless. And some people that I call tools are completely useless regardless. So. And there's Joe. Late as always. Should make you go sit in the car. All right, cool. I'm caught up with chat. My camera keeps slipping. That's okay. It's not okay. A little bit okay. Is it okay? It's all right. Should be good. Okay, should be good. Okay, so I gotta mute this. So I was gonna play a couple of Mike MX. Got a new video, couple new videos, well, a bunch of new videos really since the last time I played anything of his, but there's one that I want to play that he did like today. Just because, you know, he's got a good mind, he's got some good ideas, and his, no. I was talking about how I went to go get shampoo at Shoppers Drug Mart and it was closed. It was Sunday, so I went over to Walmart, and Dayquil is locked up at Walmart where I am. It's wild to me. That's what we were talking about. Yeah, but why? 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 It doesn't make any... No, Sailor didn't. I will play... Okay, so let's play Mike's thing, and I will go track down Sailor and find out what she's on about. Now, here we go. I'm going to narrate. I have to share my screen. Window. This one. Share my audio. Share it. Bring it up. Hide myself. Gonna make this bigger. So I gotta unmute this. You guys love hearing my thought process. And then I'm gonna make it bigger. I think theater mode is good enough. Then I'm gonna hit play, and then I'm gonna go track down. I'm gonna track down Sailor and find out what her issue is. Oh, mute myself.
Going for a little walk, and it's Sunday, the 1st of February, and it's before sunrise, dawn. And I'm hoping to hear the great spotted woodpecker. That was rare in the country up until very lately. And people have asked me about fairies before. And I do have a fairy story to tell, but I'll tell it at another time. It's a widespread belief that the fairies went into hiding with the rural electrification scheme that rolled out around 1946. So you won't see a fairy or hear a fairy. A bit like the great spotted woodpecker. They're very hard to spot, but you can hear them occasionally. And as well, I'm looking for an old track, an old forest track here. And it leads to a place. And the walking gets easier. Has a nice flat track. Anyway, we have a new dawn in Jack and Lilly's case. And I won't use any names. I won't use any names because the victim in this assault and other charges their name is protected under Canadian law. So I won't use any names. But we're going to have an arraignment on March the 2nd. And I wouldn't get my hopes up for anything to happen immediately, because these types of cases in Canada, in Nova Scotia generally, they can take a long time, a year maybe. And it's very likely at this arraignment that it's going to be put back. It's going to be adjourned. It's most likely. Won't even get to hear a plea of guilty or not guilty from the accused. Usually, the usual thing is the defense counsel needs time to review the disclosure. As I say, this case will likely drag on. But it's good, because it keeps the protagonist's name out there. And it's good, because the Crown has, or they feel they have, enough evidence to bring this case. And they don't usually waste their times. So it's looking a little bit better in Jack and Lilly's case. It's looking to get back on track. And here's that track I was looking for. Yeah, the dawn chorus is wonderful. It's great to hear it. Anyway, I'll leave the rest of this walk in silence, and can listen to this dawn chorus, and maybe, just maybe, get to hear this woodpecker. I hope the best for Jack and Lilly. Take care. Good luck.
Okay, so mystery solved, everybody. I changed my lighting just temporarily because we're going to end it right away. I got nothing else unless you guys have more rumors you want to talk about. Thank you, Mike, for that video. Go over and sub up to Mike. Just search him, Mike MX. He's got Al Pacino as his picture. Go sub up. Anyways, mystery solved. I did get Sailor Moon's tea. It was orange pico, and she spilled it all over her couch. She was quite literally talking about tea. So I don't know if anybody has a screenshot of anything else, but I'd like to see that, because she's claiming it was orange pico on her couch. So she doesn't have any tea. Didn't they have an open relationship? Definitely could be another adult female that was in their bed. I don't think I've ever heard that. I think that Logan said they had an open relationship, but I don't know that it was that open. Daniel doesn't strike me as the type to sharesies. You know what I'm saying? I don't think so. Could be wrong. Yeah, I do. I enjoy listening to Mike MX at night when I'm in bed. And Crackerjack, you should make a video. We'll call it ASMR with Crackerjacks. Crown attorneys, judges, lawyers need disclosures, and it usually remanded many times. Right. But this first hearing, it has to be an arraignment of some kind. It has to be the reading of the charges if they're going to move forward or withdraw. And then his bail could be set. He'd probably be released again on his own recognizance. But there are certain things, part of due process, that have to happen, and they haven't even started yet, is my point. So we'll see. Some medicine like Dayquil is locked up due to retail theft and black market online resales. Some medicines like Sudafed is used to make methamphetamine. Huh. Blew my mind. I don't believe it was Daniel who released it, but who knows? I mean, it wouldn't help him. I don't see the benefit to him. Wolfie, good to see you. Thanks for being here. I couldn't understand him. Is he foreign? You're foreign, Joe. Go wait in the car. Don't be jelly. Yeah. Don't be jelly, Joe. Crackerjacks. ASMR with Crackerjacks. I would subscribe. Never heard that, and I agree. I can't see Daniel letting anyone near whoever it was. Yeah. Yeah. Don't see it. I had and this is off topic, but back in the day, my friend met a guy at a bar, and I was always the responsible, and I don't know if you guys will believe this or not, but I was always the responsible friend that was always worried about my friends doing stupid shit. And she went home with this guy, and this guy had a friend, and I went with them to make sure my friend was okay. And me and this guy just sat on the couch, and we just chatted all like for the 20 minutes or whatever it took, or whatever. Anyways, he was Irish. He was from Ireland. He was actually an exchange student in college or something. I don't remember. But anyways, had a really good talk and actually became pen pals for years. And I would get him to say things like, you'll never find me Lucky Charms, stuff like that. I would get him to say it, and he would. He was the best sport ever. It was great. I think they meant open, as in each other knows about each other's business. Yes, and had access to each other's phones, all that stuff. Yeah. That's racist. True, Shard, disclosures can take weeks and months. And these things are never fast. So no matter what happens, it's not going to be a quick resolution. No matter what you may hear on other channels, if it goes forward, it's not going to be a quick resolution. Same with the razor blades I buy. I don't. Actually, come to think of it, they are now in a lot of places here. You have to get a clerk to unlock the little tab thing to get the blades. Huh. No, Shar, the justice of the peace will ask the Crown if they are prepared to elect. If they are, they will ask how, and ask if Daniel received disclosure. Then it will be out over again. then it will be put over again. Right, but how is that different from an arraignment? It's only going to get worse, locking up items. Oh, Wolfie might have gone on a rant about you today. No hard feelings. I didn't see it. The document, that is. You just got out of a car, Joe. Go back. Don't be jealous. That's right, Joe. Then they will set another date and come back in and update where they're at. He was released on his own recognizance. As long as he is maintaining those conditions, he is fine. Weird. It's like the hand gel in the hospitals with the alcohol in them, till we discovered that people were getting blind drunk on it. Wow. I'm betting he found his Lucky Charms. You guys. Daniel did not release or show his court papers to no one, and investigators have all the info, and those involved will be held accountable. Yeah, I hope so. I need a drink or I'll have a seizure. Irish motto. Really great, and not so much Irish, but Irish descent humor. Man, I wish I could. Dennis Leary, from the 80s stand-up. So funny. But he's Irish descent, and he has a lot of funny Irish descent stand-up. Hey, Darlene. It's all good. We're just chatting about rumors and stuff today. That's all. Drug schedules in Canada. 1 equals requires RX, 2 equals behind a pharmacy counter. Tylenol 1s, 3 self-selection, but a pharmacist has to be available for counseling. So when pharmacy closes, they lock Schedule 3 drugs like Dayquil. The judge may impose more conditions like curfew, no weapons, report, and allegedly there are more pages. Because the charges won't be read, they will ask if he is aware of them. There will be no mention of guilt or innocent. So when does he make his plea? When does he tell the judge whether he's guilty or innocent? The Crown will parse out additional disclosure bit by bit. Daniel or his counsel will have to request what else they want. There should be a list of what disclosure is available. So we're still not sure of the complainant in the... I'm not going to say it. You can go back. Actually, check this out, guys. If you want to know, go watch DT's live from this morning. It was only an hour long. You can get through it. Trust me. Good evening, Marianne. Good to see you. I'm in all messages yet. I don't see all. Really? Live. You want live. Live chat. My daughter, grandparents, parents, all lawyers. I pick their brain often. I'm used to hearing about process. Have a great evening, Blue Jay, or night, wherever you are. Probably 6 months from now, right? They will set a date for plea. Okay. Good to know. And this is why we need some local people there, so we can have, number one, first-hand information of what goes on that day. Because not that I don't trust y'all, I really do, but we can Google it till we're blue in the face and we can perceive things our own way. And I think it's important to have first-hand knowledge. Even if they put a publication ban on, if somebody gets in there, it'd be great. Yes, I'm an asshole. Dennis Leary. Perfect. 1 hour is too long. So fast forward. I'm not saying it. He's got 0 time served, Joe. He was released the same day. Stop it. Go watch DT. I'm sending you to DT, Joe. Instead of going to wait in the car, go watch DT. This has to wait for disclosures, which can take weeks or months, and Daniel can plead not innocent, not guilty or whatever, but he can also take this to trial, and he would have to wait to get a lawyer. I think, if I'm not mistaken, because he has been charged with 3 indictable offenses, he is eligible for legal aid. With today's events, I doubt anyone will be allowed in the court. Well, they have to make that determination before March 2nd, otherwise people will show up. Explorer, the joke is that he's perfectly understandable, but I'm pretending like he isn't because of the accent. Funny. Also, the victim will not be present and their names will never be said. Right. Knew that. Looks like I am being beckoned.
It's emergency, you gotta go outside and get Harley.
It's not going to happen.
Huh?
I'm going to end it. Give me 5 minutes.
No, just pause it for 1 second, run out and get Harley.
No.
I'm not going outside, I got no clothes on.
Bye. Did I go all the way back up? I'm not knocking DT. I'm telling him if he wants to know the name of the victim, he's not going to learn it here, Ron. If he wants to learn it, he can go watch DT. He doesn't have to go wait in the car. He has to go watch DT. I'm not knocking anybody. I've been asking you all to stop knocking him. Poor Ian. Poor Ian hasn't taken his pajamas off all day. He can go get dressed and get Harley himself. Yes. We're okay. So let me know if you guys want to do like a giveaway for these hoodies. They're both size large. They fit a little bit smaller than a large, but you know, it is what it is. Maybe keepsake, maybe something, whatever, whatnot. If you want them, if not enough people show interest and somebody, I am not dismissive of anybody. However, don't judge me. Can you tell us the timestamp? No, I cannot. I'm sorry. I apologize. So the max is 10 years. Yeah, but I mean, that's not going to happen. Concurrent sentences is not going to happen. Leave the man alone? I did. He won't leave me alone. Telling me I have to put y'all on hold to go get the dog instead of him putting on a sweater and going with the fucking dog. Okay? Something wrong with that. I do too. But I'm just saying. See? I can hear it. He's in there playing with Harley, so it's just a thing. Okay. The funniest part is, you guys, and if I'm lying, I'm dying. His pajamas they have my face all over them. Not kidding. Not kidding. If you want to see, I can go see if he'll show you. But other than that, I'm gonna end it. Poor Harley, give me a break, you guys. These men get doted on. Maybe not, but I take care of my people and my fur people. It's a man thing. I really don't understand why I had to be the one to go get Harley. Because he's in just fine, I can hear him. All he had to do probably was open the door and say, Harley, come here. So. Creepy. The pajama pant thing was the funniest gift I've ever bought anybody ever. I'm surprised he wears them as much as he does. Okay, so let me know about the hoodie. Hey, this little mama, you're late. I'm ending it right now. Thank you all for being here. I want to say thank you again because I got a new member, and Ron, thank you for doing that, Ron. And Picto Bub, thank you so much. MVM, that was very kind of you. And Bobby, thank you so much. You guys are very kind and generous, and I absolutely adore everybody that comes and spends his time with me. I will see you all. Ooh, I'm trying to set up a mega live for tomorrow. So we're gonna be together as a group. We're gonna talk about stuff. Do you know anything about when the CBC? No, and there are people who are telling me that never happened, but a family member told me that it happened, and a coworker told me that it happened. So if it doesn't happen, that's not on me. I'm just telling you what I heard. So CBC, I suspect it's going to be like tomorrow on the 2nd, but like the 9-month mark, which is unbelievably sad to think about. But we will see you all tomorrow, okay? Keep checking Lily's faces and names out there and keep talking about them. And thanks for being here. Bye.